Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is Friday, March 5th, 2021, and it is day 64 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year and to run 1,250 miles. 64 days into the journey, and my current mileage for the year is 263.2, so I have 986.7 to go for the rest of the year. I'm on a pretty good pace. It says I am 44 miles ahead of my plan, so that's pretty good, especially since I'm going to have to probably slow it down once the baby comes. I'm going to be a first-time father here at the end of the month, so I'm really excited about that. But other than that, let's kind of talk about my weekly and monthly mileage before we get into today's episode. So for the month and the week, we are both at 23.5 for the month and the week. We'll talk about the month first. At the beginning of the year, I realized I'd have to run 100 miles per month in order to hit my yearly goal. So I decided that every month I would do a charity in honor of the 100 miles that I got to run. So I'm doing 100-mile challenges every month. In the month of January, I ran for the American Cancer Society, where we raised $380. The month of February, I did a 100-mile challenge, and I ran for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network, which we raised $95 currently for. And that one is, even though it's March, it is still going on until March 9th. That is when the donations end. So if you'd like to still donate to February's fundraiser, please go on to my personal Facebook page. You can find the fundraiser there. I post every day to it, and I still post it on my story. So you guys can find it there, and you can donate there. But for the month of March, March being Women's History Month and being National Reading Month, I thought what better fundraiser to go with than the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And so far we've raised $40 for them, and donations are going to go on until I think April 7th. So it's still early in the month, but I wanted to do something that kind of touched base on both of those things. Dolly Parton being a pretty historical woman, and her own fundraiser is for helping kids that are less fortunate to start reading by giving them books and access to books and stuff. So I thought it would be a really good fundraiser for the month of March. And my mileage currently is at, like I said, 23.5 or 23.2. 23.5 is where I'm at for the month. So we got a while to go. We're still only 5 days into the month, but we're going to tackle that. Other than that, though, let's talk about the weekly mileage. So the only reason I'm kind of paying attention to the weekly mileage this past month is in the beginning of February, on February 2nd, which was episode 33. I decided to do a challenge I started myself, which is called the God Bod Challenge, and that entails running 33 miles per week while doing 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups every single day for 33 days straight. So it's 5 weeks of running, but 33 days of push-ups and sit-ups. Today is my day 32 of push-ups and sit-ups. I'm going to get those done right after this episode and post it to the end. If you were just listening along, though, you will not hear the push-ups and sit-ups. So if you want to see them and follow along with the push-ups and sit-ups, you will have to go to the YouTube version of this podcast and watch it. But other than that, yeah, today is day 32 of the God Bod Challenge that I challenged myself. I'm at 23.5 miles for the week, so I have 9.4 more to go for tomorrow and Sunday to hit my 33 mileage and get this challenge completed after I do my push-ups today and tomorrow. So that's really exciting. It's been a journey. The push-ups and sit-ups at the beginning were really tedious. So as of now, they haven't gotten worse. It's, towards the end of them, I start to feel it a little bit, but my body's been pretty well adjusted to it. The 33 miles per week definitely it didn't take its toll too much, but this past week my body can definitely start feeling it. My knees are getting a little sore. My ankles are getting a little sore from just pumping out these miles 5 weeks in a row. But it's it's been a fun journey, been a great time. That being said, though, I did do 6.7 today. If you're wondering what my current mileage for the day was, I did a quick run to downtown Wyandotte and back. Did a little loop. It was nice. Um, but yeah, let's kind of kick right into today's episode, which today is day 64, episode 64, and I want to talk about um, something that's going to kind of touch on the mileage of today and just in general and all of that stuff. But it's about repetition and how if you so today's episode is theme is repetition, guys. If you didn't catch that, but what I want to talk about repetition is how important it is to be great at anything. You have to you know be disciplined in repetition. You have to go out there and repeatedly just put yourself out there and keep trying and trying and trying. And throughout repetition, you're going to probably come across lots of failures, but you can't let that discourage you, and you have to keep pushing forward. And I want to kind of talk about repetition because that's exactly what this challenge I'm doing is. I'm 64 days into running, and it's just been nonstop running every single day. Some days are smaller days, some days are bigger days. I've never ran anything less than a mile and a half. So every single day has been a mile and a half at least 15 minutes. Sometimes I get a mile and a half. I go fast enough I can get done like within 12, 13 minutes. But I'm trying to spend at least 15 minutes outside every single day, and just me being out every day, just the repetition of me just going outside and breathing the air, getting sunlight, even on the days where it's cloudy and cold and windy and crappy. It just feels so good, honestly. It's a different mentality. It puts you in a different feeling. You kind of really just appreciate every day for what it's worth. But I kind of want to again talk about repetition because without repetition, you kind of not only do not get better, but you don't really learn anything. And for example, I'm pumping out all these miles per week. I'm trying to hit certain mileage every single week and make sure I'm hitting my goal. Well, without me going out there and running these different routes, I wouldn't know, I'd just be running and checking my watch. Oh, I'm this far in, so I can turn around now. Yeah, that's fine. But now I've ran so many routes around my area that now I know the mileage. So if I need to do just under a 7 like I just did, I want to do a 6.7 today, so I know that route because I've ran it so many times. I know how to get that. If I want to get 3.5 in, I know where to go for that. One I didn't really know of, I started at the beginning of the week in one of the episodes. I talked about it, was I wanted to get a 4 miler in because all my mileages are a little bit different. I know I've got a 1.5 down, I got a 2 down, I've got a 3.5 down, or 3.7 down, I've got a 5 miler down, I got a 6.7 miler down, and I got an 8 miler down. So I got all these different miles that I kind of go out without the week to try to hit my mileage that I want to hit. And I've gotten that by repeatedly going out there and figuring out what route I need to take. And, you can do that with anything that you do. You're going to get better at, and you're going to start being more efficient in things that you put into repetition, and it's not only repetition, but you have to really put your effort into that repetition too. You can't just, it's not like, work. Sometimes you just wake up and you just drag yourself to work and you drag yourself through the day and you're not in it. So you're not getting any better at what you're doing because your heart's not in it. So you need to find something that is worth it for you to go out there and put the reps in to get better at. And you're going to get better, stronger, faster, whatever it is that you are trying to do within that field you're trying to do. You're going to get there by repetition. And repetition is, you talk about all the greats in whatever field you want to talk about. We can talk about Jordan, we could talk about T. Woods, we could talk about LeBron James, we could talk about Gretzky, Crosby, name a sport, Tom Brady. They don't get where they are in their designated fields by not putting in repetition, by not going out there every day, throwing the ball, catching the ball, shooting the puck, hitting the ball, golfing, or, whatever sport or whatever, it's not even just sports, just the greats. Elon Musk, he's out here making, all these different cars. He's making rockets to go to space. He's building underground roads in was building underground roads in California before he left. I don't know if he's still doing that. But he's got his hands in so many different things because he is out there every day putting in the reps to do that. He's putting in the effort and the reps in trying to be the best version of himself and not letting anything stop him or getting in his way, because he is just determined and putting in those reps. Whatever field it is you're looking at, if you look at the greats within that field, the one thing you'll notice is repetition. They are out there every day putting in the work to become the better version of them, the best version of themselves. And they know that you're not going to get there by taking those days off, or by taking those rest days, or by just putting it off for another time. You're going to get great by repetition. You need to make sure you're out there putting in the reps, figuring out who it is you want to be, how you want to be it, and just put in those reps. So for your daily discipline today, episode 64, it is go out there and get your reps in. Whatever it may be, if it's running, you want to start running, get out there, just start running every day. You don't have to put in big mileage, just start small, but just get better by putting in the time and the effort and the repetition. If it's you want to be an artist and you want to be the best artist there is, then every day you need to be putting in the repetition of drawing. If you want to be a musician like I did for so long, you need to be out there every single day practicing your instrument and just repeating the tedious things that you think you've got down perfectly, but there's always room for improvement. So you have to follow the law of repetition and just put in the work. So that is your daily discipline today. Today is to go out there and put in the repetition to become the best version of yourself in whatever it is you are trying to do with your life. I want to thank you guys again so much for listening today. Episode 64 days into the journey. It's been a long journey, but it's been a fun journey. I'm excited you guys are here and have been following along and have been a part of it. If you guys can, please go on the Defining Discipline YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or the streaming podcast platforms, and give us a like, a subscribe, a share. Let people know, other people know about the podcast, and let's just kind of get this positive energy continue to going and keep passing it on to other people and trying to become the best versions of ourselves while also being examples to maybe help other people become the best versions of themselves. Other than that, guys, though, again, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Day 64 is done and in the books. I'm about to do the God Bod push-up challenge and sit-up challenge and throw it to the end of this video. Other than that, guys, though, thank you so much yet again. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 65. Make sure you guys stay disciplined and get your daily discipline done today. So peace out, guys. See you tomorrow. Day 32 of the God Bod Challenge. March 5th, 2021. We are in the home stretch. Got today and tomorrow left for the push-ups and sit-ups. Did 6.7 today in miles, and I think I only got 9.7 or something like that left for the week to hit the 33 miles for today, tomorrow and Sunday. So challenge almost complete. Ooh, feel it in my hips today. Ooh, neck crack. 3-2 in the books.